So now we are about to start with the second type of flow control statement. Okay, that is loops, और इसको loops को हम लोग we say iterative, repetitive, flow control statements. Okay. Now let us see what is the difference between how is it different from uh, if else or the conditional statements that we have seen. Okay. So let's first see the difference between conditional, that is if elif else sub, see may I have taken together as if conditional statements and iterative statements. Right. So one side we will take is your conditional and other side we will take as iterative. Iterative. No, iterative or conditional में देखो यहाँ पे remember there is only one work. There is only one work. अगर यहाँ पे लिखेंगे we'll mention there is only one task to be accomplished. मतलब there is only one task to be done. Here you have one task to be accomplished only once. Here you have a repetition of task. Repetition of task. ठीक है मतलब यहाँ पे there will be only one work which you have to do one time and then in iterative type there will be one work which you will have to repeat over and over again. ठीक है some activities or some actions you will have to repeat over and over. Task लिखो या action लिखो, that is over and over again. इसमें अगर if you try to understand there is branching, ठीक है concept of branching. Branching depending upon possibility, depending on certain conditions being met. Conditions being met. Here you have looping. ठीक है इसका मतलब क्या हुआ here some activity will be there then you will decide कि based on some condition whether this action should be performed or this action should be performed. Okay, ये yes no में देख के हम लोग we do task action 1 और action 2. ठीक है, तो देख रहे हो one single flow was coming from top and then just a minute. Okay. One single flow was coming from top and then depending on certain scenarios, either this type of outcome came or this type of outcome came. Okay, so there was a concept of branching, division of a single workflow based on type, either into this type of action or this type of outcome or this type of action or outcome being performed, action being performed or outcome, जो भी बोलो उसको. So there is a concept of branching. और इसको यहाँ पे लिख सकते हो outcome 2, outcome 1. मतलब एक सिंगल काम हो रहा है, but that task, only one single tasking is being done, but that task involves some decision making, and based on that decision and based on some certain conditions being made, either this type of work or outcome will be there, or this type of work will be done, or this type of outcome will be there. So you can see there are many possibilities represented by different branches based on the condition being met. Okay, but task is only one. Only task to be accomplished is only one. ये very important, बहुत important है. Only once. One task once. Here looping. Looping में क्या होगा? You will have some work has started, then something will based on some condition, some set of activities will be done. ठीक है, some set of activities will be done, and then again the thing will repeat. Okay, again the thing will repeat. तो इस तरह करके again and again some activity, if it is yes, then it is going down. ठीक है, some again and again it will be done, and once that condition ceases to be true, then you will end. ठीक है, no, तो stop कर देंगे. So that means here one task is coming, but you have to depending on certain conditions being true, जब तक वो condition true होगा, till the time that condition is true, that set of activity or task will keep on repeating till the time this condition results in yes or true, no or false. तो जब तक ये conditions true है, ये काम होते रहेगा again and again and again in this way till this condition results in true. The moment this condition stops, results in false, the program will stop, or program may even not stop depending on what type of program you have written. Okay, so looping means repeating a task again and again. That process is known as looping. You can say repeating, जिसको iterating भी बोलते हैं, repeating or iterating over a task or action again and again. ठीक है, so now can you see here when you will use if else, ये सब जब तुम्हारे पास there is only one work to be done only once, but that involves decision making. That means depending on the decision, either you will go and do one type of action, or you will do another type of action, or another type of outcome will come. तो जहां पे branching का scenario आए for only one type of work which has to be done only once, then you will use and needs decision making, then you will use conditional statements. If there is a repetition of task based on certain conditions, ठीक है, if there is a repetition of task again and again, then only you are going to use iterative statement. So do not confuse, if के जगह for मत use कर देना, for के जगह if मत use कर देना. For will only be used if you have to repeat, if you have to iterate. ठीक है, iterate का मतलब भी repeat ही होता है. So if you have to iterate, if you have to repeat over one particular task again and again, never use if, always use for. If there is only one task and there is going to be one outcome out of the many possible outcome based on some decision, ठीक है, then that will result in some sort of branching, and then in that case you have to use if else. बताओ ये केस समझ में आया कि when to use conditional and when to use iterative, and what is the difference between conditional and iterative statements. Now of course we'll see the syntax and how to solve those programs and all, but let me know this part. Priyanka, Kirtana, others, Khila. Palak is surprisingly patient and quiet today. Okay, good. ठीक है, क्या हुआ पलक, तुम्हारा आज माइक्रोफोन काम नहीं कर रहा है?
कर रहा है सर।
अच्छा कर रहा है, मूड सही नहीं है या पढ़ने का मूड नहीं
है सर,
अच्छा
लिख रही थी मैं।
अच्छा लिख रहे थे, वैसे तो मैं ये शेयर कर देता हूँ, एनीवेज इट्स गुड, ये तुमको याद रखने में आसान होगा. ओके ठीक है, so if this is clear, now we'll go on and solve some type of question or how to use iterative statements. ठीक है, now we'll see. Okay. सिंटेक्स कैसा होता है? फॉर इज अ रिजर्व वर्ड और कीवर्ड, ठीक है, फॉर, देन यू विल हैव header, then block starting statement operator, block starting operator is colon, and then in the block you will have the task or action to be repeated. ठीक है, right. ठीक है, so इसका एग्जाम्पल okay, printing your name 10 times. इसका एग्जाम्पल देखते हैं. Write a program. अच्छा, first of all इसको देखने से पहले चलो ये देख लेते हैं. Actually I should have written this first. Why to use iterative statements? Okay. Can you tell me why to use iterative statements? जैसे मान लो, let's say somebody asks you to write your name 100 times. Okay, considering you only know सीक्वेंशियल फैशन कि वो एक बार प्रिंट करेंगे, नेम लिखेंगे, प्रिंट नेम. So what you will do if you do not use iterative statements? What you will do is, traditionally, without using iterative statements, without using iterative statement, iterative or repetitive statements, you will
Sir,
uh,
sir, we can use that. What was it called? Replication.
here in this case, ठीक है, in this case you can use replication, but that is right, print करके multiplied by 100, that you can do. नेम की जगह कुछ बोल दिया,
टेबल
table of
लिखने को
anything
बोल दिया।
100 times, ठीक है. तो if it is not a string, then you may land up in problem, because replication and repetition, those things, and concatenation, those things will work only on strings. But if you have to manipulate numeric concept, or if you have to repeat numeric concept again and again, then that will even not work. Okay. Iterative statements. Some clear, Anand? Have to
Yes.
print. You have to use print statement those many times. Those many times. Okay, which will be inefficient way, which will be time consuming, inefficient, ठीक है, prone to errors. Why? अब वो 100 टाइम्स तुम काउंट करोगे, मान लो मिस कर गए, 90 टाइम्स हो गया, 80 टाइम्स हो गया, 99 टाइम्स हो गया, इवन कुछ मिस्टेक कर दिया वन प्रिंट में, अनंत लिख रहे थे, किसी में टी भूल गए, यू मिस्ड आउट, स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक कर दिया, सो प्रोन टू एरर्स भी होगा, एरर्स, ओके, एक्सेट्रा. तो ये हो गया. और you use loops, use iterative statements, iterative or looping statements 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 with header नहीं लिखेंगे, statements specifying see we are seeing for now syntax of for वाला भी देख रहे हैं, we are not seeing while. Okay, so I'll write here syntax of for loops or for iterative statements. Okay, specify number of times the work has to be done use for iterative statements. times the work has to be done number of times the work has to be done in header of for and task to be repeated in the body. For as shown in above syntax. Take it. So header you can write here header mentioning repetition and then body or block containing task or action to be repeated. ठीक है? चलो ये समझ में आया कि what I have written कि why do we use for iterative statements कि अगर कोई काम तुम्हें traditional way में in linear fashion if you have to do again and again you will have to write and then the number of lines of codes will also increase. Yes, you can also mention here whatever is the reason plus increase in number of lines of codes. ठीक है plus processing time उतने सारे लाइन को कंपाइल करना पड़ेगा एक्सेट्रा. ठीक है तो दिस थिंग्स थोड़ा सा कंबरसम हो जाएगा. चलो लेट्स नॉट राइट दिस. Okay, so apart from being time consuming, inefficient and prone to errors, it will also increase the number of lines of code significantly. So ये problem होगा. ठीक है iterative statements में. So therefore we will use we have option to use looping statements, that is for and while, but we are going to start with for. Also remember which we will come to this point later. Note for loop is mainly used when the number of times to repeat a task just a minute, give me a minute. सॉरी ओके सो वेयर वी देखते हैं कहाँ थे टास्क to repeat a task is known in advance. ठीक है इस पे दोबारा भी आएंगे दैट मीन्स फॉर लूप इज मेजरली यूज्ड व्हेन यू ऑलरेडी नो हाउ मेनी टाइम्स टू रिपीट ठीक है अगर ये नहीं होगा एल्स वी विल यूज व्हाइल लूप इसको हम लोग ऑफ कोर्स विल सी इट लेटर बट फॉर नाउ फॉर द सेक ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन we'll use for loops when you know how many types repeat a task or a set of statements task or a set of statements which will form its body is known beforehand or is known in advance okay else we will use while loop okay clear okay now we'll see some examples okay write a program to print the number of the name or print hello 10 times. Now one more thing we have seen repetition and repetition this uses using a range function okay repetition how do we specify repetition the number of times a task has to be repeated in the header using a range function okay so we'll write for and then header will specify the repetition so we'll write for I in range 1 to 11 why do we write 11 because this signifies इधर देख लेते हैं रफ में in range one is start value and end value so if you write start and end it will start from this is including and this is excluding so what does range do range you can think of range function generates range function generates a list of integers starting from start value and ending at end minus 1 value. That means if you write example range 1 to 10 so this will generate a list internally which will start from 1 to list of integers 3 and it will go to end minus 1 that is 9. If you write range, -7 से -1, it will generate the start value. Just a minute, not -7, -7 से -23, it will go from 1, sorry, -7, -8, like that till कहां तक जाएगा बताओ? देखो, अच्छा वेट, जस्ट अ मिनट, लेट मी करेक्ट इट, थोड़ा सा दिक्कत है। बोलो, so it will start generating from start value
-8 तक जाएगा सर,
-8
तक।
ठीक है। So how do you decide? Imagine a number line. Okay, start value जब less है तो this will be your start value and this will be your end value. So here start value lesser number is on the left side of the number line, so -23, और इंक्रीज होते हुए इधर -22, ऐसे होते होते फिर ये इधर बढ़ते जाएगा एंड दिस विल बी -7। तो हम लोग देखे हैं जब when the start is 1 and end is 10, तो it always goes one less, ठीक है। so 9 तक जाता है, this including and this including, one less। so यहाँ भी इसका one less क्या होगा, just one before in the number line, that will be -8। okay, so it will start from this and will go till this, so it will generate a list from -23 to -8, ठीक है। so what it does is, for loop, it internally range generates a list of numbers. Here it will generate 1 2 3 and like that till what you say is 10, ठीक है। and then इस ये कंसेप्ट समझ जाओगे ना फॉर का, तो फिर कभी दिक्कत नहीं होगा। then what happens is, every time it gets a number, it prepares a list first which is generated by the range internally, and once the list is prepared, first time I takes the first value from the list. I is a variable which is created in the memory, so we have two things. I is a variable created in the memory and we have a list 1 to 10 generated by range. Okay, so first time the variable I that has been created by for loop in the header of the for loop will take first value, that is it will hold the value 1, ठीक है। this is first time। second time and then what it will do is, मैं तुम्हें स्टेप ही लिख देता हूं ताकि याद रहेगा steps। so steps, पहला स्टेप क्या होगा, लिस्ट क्रिएशन बाय रेंज, creation by range। okay, second step, वेरिएबल लूप वेरिएबल जो भी यहाँ पे लिखे हो, I A B C D जो भी, whatever you have written, the loop variable will accept one new value from the list which list, created in 1, created in step 1. Third, body will start executing one by one. Fourth, once the last statement of the body is executed, executed, steps start repeating from 2. Repeating from step number 2 till 4 till 4. ठीक है? And how long this is done? This repetition, this continues till all the values in the list. Which list? List generated in step 1. List gets exhausted. ठीक है? चलो इसको मतलब समझते हैं. ठीक है? Now इस प्रोग्राम का आंसर होगा प्रिंट हेलो. अब देखो क्या होगा. We know that the body contains the task to be repeated. Here this task is containing only one line, so only one times it will repeat. ठीक है? So क्या होगा? How will the loop start processing? First step, list creation by range. ठीक है? Let's see it properly. Okay. So now explanation. Explanation में क्या होगा? First step, list creation by range. तो range 1 से 11 क्या करेगा? It will prepare a list 1, 2, 3 till 10. We have seen y till 10 क्योंकि जहां तक जाते हैं उसका -1 तक ये जनरेट करता है, एंड -1 तक. ओके, नंबर लाइन इमेजिन कर लो. ठीक है? द वैल्यू दैट इज एंडिंग वैल्यू उससे जस्ट 1 बिफोर. ओके. सेकेंड, ओके, नाउ सेकेंड में क्या होगा? लूप वेरिएबल विल एक्सेप्ट वन वैल्यू. सो लूप वेरिएबल क्या है? आई. पहले एक लूप वेरिएबल बनेगा आई. सो सेकेंड स्टेप, लूप वेरिएबल क्रिएशन भी लिख देते हैं. This also will, creation will also happen. Creation and then उसके बाद continue होगा. So in the memory one variable I will be created जो header में दिया हुआ है. Okay, and then that I will accept one new value. So what is the new value? First value. So first value loop में आएगा. So from the list the first value gets picked up and enters into the list, into the variable, loop variable. So loop variable creation plus loop will accept one new value from the list created in step 1. Okay. Now, second step, ho gaya khatam. Third step. Then once this has been done, that means once one value has been picked and that is put in the I, body will start executing. That means it will get inside the body and then statement will be executed. So क्या होगा? Display hello on screen. Hello on screen. तो कंप्यूटर पे स्क्रीन पे तुम्हें वन टाइम हेलो प्रिंट होगा एंड देन लाइन चेंज. ठीक है, प्लस लाइन चेंज बिकॉज एंड नहीं दिए हो तुम यहाँ पे. So by default print changes line. Remember end is \n plus line change. Then what will happen is once the last statement of the body is executed, this was the only statement, so it also happens to be the last statement of the body. So once this has executed, it will start last statement of the body is executed, steps start repeating from 2 till 4. फिर ये 2 पे चला जाएगा. So again creation नहीं होगा because creation has already happened. New value will be picked up in the list. ठीक है, another new value will be picked up from the list. So क्या होगा? I में one value, first value has been picked up, 2, 3, 10. So this has already been picked up. Now the turn is of next number, next new value. 2 will be picked up and will be put here. 2. Once this is done, again 3 will be repeated. So उसमें क्या होगा? Next क्या होगा? Again body will execute. फिर again display hello. Hello. Okay. And display hello plus line change. ठीक है. Once this is also the last statement, again it will go back, pick a new value from the list. I will become 3. Fifth, it will come inside and will print hello. So like that, it will repeat till all the values in the list gets exhausted. That means पहली बार I1 बनेगा, then body will be executed, then another value 2 will be picked up, I will become 2, then again body will be executed, then that means hello will be printed, then again a new value that is 3 will be picked up, it will be inserted in I loop variable, I will become 3, again the loop will be executed, third time hello will be printed. This way it will go on picking up one new value one by one from the list generated by range till the time all the values in the loop gets, this list gets used up one by one. So finally when I becomes 10, okay, 10th time it will get inside the block, it will print, but then there is no new value to be picked up from the range. So क्या होगा? The loop will terminate. ठीक है, ये कंसेप्ट समझ में आया? हाउ लूप वर्क्स, सो ऑन till I becomes 7, I becomes 10. ये बताओ मुझे कि हाउ लूप वर्क्स. ये क्लियर है सबको कि range first starts with range generating one new value, range generating one list, and looping variable getting created first time. Then every time then onwards, the looping variable picks up one value from the range list generated by range, gets inside the body, executes the body. Once all the statements of the body gets executed, a new value gets picked up in the looping variable I from the list, and then again body gets executed. Again new variable gets picked up in the I when the body is executed completely. This way it continues, that is acquiring new value, executing loop. This thing continues till the time all the values one by one in the gets exhausted from the list generated by the number, list generated by the range. So let me know if it is Clear? Okay. Just a minute. Clear है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. ठीक है. Now, let's say, just a minute. We'll see one or two more questions and then we'll wrap up. Okay. Now we'll see next question. Write a Python program to print all the natural numbers from 1 to 10. ठीक है? So what we will do is very simple. For I in this, you can take any variable. I'm just taking I because it is convention by convention. Range 1 to 10 है, तो 1 to 11 I'll take, and then I'll do print I. Why? First time you will see इसका explanation में range generates a list which is 1, 2, 3 like that till 10. I becomes 1 first time, that is first value getting picked up from here. Okay, so you will see first value getting picked up, then body executed, third step, body executed, body or block executed. As a part of which you can say I, current value of I gets printed on screen. Value of I gets printed on the screen. Printed on screen, that is 1. This repeats till I acquires, I one by one acquires all the values from the list generated by range. From the list generated by range. ठीक है? Clear? Thus printing all the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, so आज इतना ही पढ़ेंगे. Next class more about range and practice programs. ठीक है, ठीक है, बताओ ये सब जो लिखा है अभी, whatever I have written on the screen, is it clear? If it is clear, then we'll start discussion from this point onwards in the next class. ठीक है, इसको रिवाइज करते रहो मेरे साथ साथ, everything will be consolidated and hopefully in the exam, apart from the last unit that I had said, few basic questions I'll ask from here also till whatever we have will be revising. ठीक है, right, ठीक है, चलो.